Hopefully Chris can get the chart because I'll talk it. Next is Smack with Matthew.
Yay!
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. Smack is for people who have too much communication coming at them that they can't get through all day long. And typically this message will pile up, and they're usually business driving messages. So for example, right now we're focused pretty much primarily on the recruiting market. Recruiters have a tremendous job ahead of them. They're really in a built-to-fail model, if you think about it. They're in a matchmaking business where they have to marry these job opportunities, which is a moving target, to people who have talent to fill those needs. It's a very difficult situation. At the same time, they have to maintain these very personal touch relationships so they can stay presence of mind with these people who are trying to fill the needs. Typical average recruiter gets about 400 emails a day. Have you ever seen the graph that's been shown and kind of floated around the web of what a recruiter looks at? When they look at a resume, they look like 3 or 4 touch points. They just don't have the time to dig into data. But they need that data to talk to their customers and work with them effectively. So what Smack does is it brings that communication into one simple tool that allows them to do all the heavy lifting. Instead of living in their inbox, living in Twitter, living in LinkedIn, which has been where they're spending most of their time these days, searching Boston Business Journal, Mass High Tech, all this other stuff, who just got funding, has a possible opportunity to reach out to that client. We take all that searching away. We give them just one simple interface. What this does, it allows them to manage it more effectively, more engaged. So here's a good example. This is actually my Smack application. And in this particular case, it's Philippe, who's a recruiter for Workbridge. Philippe tweeted out about his wife having her 2 beautiful little twins there about Mother's Day. Now, if I was a recruiter and this was my client, if Philippe was my client, swap roles here for a second, this is a great opportunity for me to touch him, reach out to him and say, hey, Philippe, beautiful picture, great family, hope you had a nice Mother's Day, whatever, right? It's an engagement point. Now, we get so many tweets in a day, it's impossible for us to stay on top of this. But what Smack does here is, because I'm in a client's mode, if you look up to the upper left-hand side, what it does, it whittles down all of your email and all your social media so you can just see things clearly. It's one mode. Now, if I switch this mode, I have many modes. I have a close family mode. When I click that close family mode, I get to see all my kids. I get to see my 18-year-old daughter's boyfriend and what he's saying on Facebook. So I like that mode. I spend a lot of time on that mode sometimes. Right? So it's about seeing things very clearly and watching exactly what's going on, and that's so vital. We lose a projector, Chris? Yeah, no worries. So what this does, when we look at how much communication we get in a day, how many people here have at least 3 email addresses? Yeah, everybody does, right? So it's impossible. And as we engage people more effectively, both in our professional and personal lives, it's so hard to stay on top of that. And then with the social media, it's now becoming even more. So if you've used Google Plus at all, and you've used the circles, you've got to notice that Google Circles is really cool. It allows you to see things very clearly, topics you're interested in. But what we do is we take Google Circles across all your channels. Now what's happening here in this dashboard is where we've done all the heavy lifting for a recruiter, very specifically using data mining techniques to pull up the information that's most relevant. So here's a listing of jobs that are out there, and then down below is the most vital piece of information. A recruiter is connected to hundreds of connections, but they're also getting tons of email. So in this situation right here, there may already be job opportunities. Instead of them go searching all this stuff, it could be sitting right in their inboxes, in their social media inboxes, in their email inboxes, but they can't see it because they don't get to it. So we lift that out, we raise it to the surface so they can see exactly what's going on, and then we immediately correlate it to anybody who might potentially be looking for a job based on the characteristics and the patterns of their behavior. Do they update their profile? Are they asking for recommendations? Are they connecting to recruiters? These are all signals. So we correlate those signals together. The next thing we did is we put together for the recruiters a data mining tool that actually lets them see their competitors. In this particular view, what you're looking at here is your first level connection. So the person at the top is Mike Pace. Say Mike was my client. I can instantly see if Mike is connected to anybody who's in a competitive field as I am. Maybe I know that competitor, maybe I never heard of them. So instantly I'm on top of my client. And I can see real time with one click exactly what they've been talking about, whether they've been emailing me, talking on the social stream, where's their head at. So from a client engagement standpoint, this is just absolute gold. If anybody's been in the business development role, they know how important it is to stay on top of your clients and maintain a close connection and watch for competitive risks. Problem is, when you have 3,000 connections on LinkedIn, like a lot of these recruiters do, it's virtually impossible. We fixed that problem. So smak has been through a Match Challenge. We were Match Challenge finalists last year, also an Ideas winner at Northeastern. We have over 500 customers. We're currently working on pilots with 5 of the top recruiting firms in Massachusetts. And we've been seeking out some partnerships in that recruitment space. So we're getting pretty good traction with recruiters. We love that market. There's clear adjacencies. Public relations firms, people in the customer service firm, anybody who has to respond to messages quickly and gets a flood of them at certain periods of time, smak is a great solution now. A lot of people are using smak just to clean up the stuff that's in their inbox. If you want to sign up today, it's free. We're still in beta. Happy to have you get your feedback. But if you know anybody recruiters, we'd love to hear them. We're at this point now too, just getting out and trying to find more recruitment firms to work with to really understand what their pain point is. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had any features that would allow an automated filtering of the incoming stream, because especially if I'm looking at like a social media stream, there might be a lot of stuff that I'm really not that interested in, if like, I don't know, says the label or something like that.
Yes.
But I might be interested in, for example, I don't know, a picture of children that he does something with them that might be a good touching point.
Yeah, so filtering and sorting is a real challenge, right? Everybody wants to clean the noise up. The problem is the administration kind of building those rules is really difficult, and I think this is where we have an absolute edge over our competition. We're taking a bit of the Pandora approach, where once you have started to train it, you've picked the channel that you want to start listening to. As you put things into your channel, and as we look through this information, we've told smak these are pretty important people. We now have a baseline to look through that data, look at their personalities. Who are they? What roles are they on LinkedIn? Who do they connect to? What's their circle of influence? What are the things they're talking about for keywords? Now we can build a baseline for pulling the big data into the little data. So it's mining your personal information network and using that as a correlation for what's out there in big data to pull it in, which takes a completely hands-free approach to the filters and the fields. And I think that's an extremely competitive advantage that we have over a lot of the stuff that's out there. Please.
How long is the learning curve? Is it time-based, data volume-based? How long does it take the AI to figure out the problem?
Yeah, so we're taking a very relationship-centric view. So today, it's just you simply click one of the avatars, and it gives you an option to put in what bucket you want to put them into. And as I said, as you just click the circle, we associate it. Now, say Alexa here, for instance, she connected me on Twitter. If she then sends me an email, smak will say, hey, we think this is Alexa Cox, is it? And you say yes or no. Sometimes it's wrong. So it learns and you can kind of train it. So we make a lot of suggestive approach. We're trying not to move stuff on you because, God, I hate when stuff moves things on me. It's just like, that's not going to happen, right? I'm going to fire somebody for that. So we're really taking a suggestive approach to learn about you, let you define it. And, you know, you hit on the point. Some people's workflows are different, and that's absolutely the truth. Same here with messaging and how you manage your inbox. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, so we want you to customize it, create your buckets, and then start the tuning process. Yeah, usually, typically with that, 3 days, people have said, I'm getting a lot of value. I hate going back to Gmail, or if I have to open up Outlook again, I'm going to shoot myself. Those are some of the good comments that we've been hearing. Please.
What's your pricing model? Are you trying to sell it to firms, individuals, both?
Yeah, so that's one of the things we like about the recruiter markets. We're completely unregulated, a little bit of the Wild West. They can pull out their credit card and sell. We want to sell directly to them because it's a low barrier to entry. We don't have to talk to the IT guy, no CIO meetings, right? So we're really going to try to penetrate that. Ultimately, though, we do have a collaborative workforce, and what this allows them to do is if I have a team of recruiters, and they all have different skill set focuses, as a manager, I can leverage and harness your network in aggregate. So what's really nice about that is that we'll be able to sell an enterprise at some point. So we're going to grow into that market. So that's kind of really where our focus is this year.
What's the pricing?
Pricing will be somewhere between $49 a month to $199 a month based on the premium features that you order. This competitive dashboard I showed you, we really think is gold. And that would be something that someone would pay close to $200 a month. It could literally save them 2 to 3 deals a month. And you know, at $7,500 for commission, that's easily an ROI. Please.
So you've You applied the APIs for Twitter, Facebook,
LinkedIn, Google.
Gmail,
Yep. Yahoo.
Yahoo.
That's it. We support POP3 on that.
How do you figure out who's a competitor for the competitor listing?
That's secret sauce, baby. Sign up, try it, see if it works.
All right.
Mobile is something on our development right now. We just brought in some contractors who have an excellent sense for user experience on the mobile. Works on the iPad, I can show you, works on your iPhone, a little kludgy, so they're gonna help us get the experience down. This is a lot of real estate, right? It's a lot of data, so, factoring that in is more than the team that we had.
You say it's free in beta, but you're gonna charge monthly, you don't timeline on that?
Yeah, well, the freemium model can work a lot of ways. This basic form factor has, everything's in the cloud, it's SaaS-based, so, we can offer this as a freemium. The dashboard could be an add-on premium version. We're trying to work some of that out right now. We're doing some test market with it. We're gonna launch a LinkedIn ad, see if we can get 500 or so recruiters linked into it, and launch them into some A, B, and C testing pages and offer them different prices and see who signs up. If we get the same number signing up at the higher price, well, then that's our price, right? So that's kind of where we're at.
All right, I think I'm going to stop you there.
Great, thank you very much.